welcome back. With the high school hockey season coming to a close today, the next sport up in terms of playoffs is basketball. Today was the opening round of the Section 7 AA tournament. We start with the 2 versus 7 matchup. The Pequot Lakes Patriots coming in at 21-7. The Duluth Marshall Hilltoppers looking for the upset. Patriots throw the first punch today. Their three-point shooting was electric. Tolif Berkelin nails that triple to put the Patriots up early. On the other side of the court is future UMD Bulldog Brooks Johnson, who says, "Get off of me," for nailing that triple himself. He had Marshall's first 9 points. Pequot Lakes working with some good ball movement again. This time it's Mason Lundgren from the corner. He had 18 in the first half. The Patriots stretch out that lead. Johnson this time distributing the rock from beyond the arc. He finds the cutting Aiden Westerber, goes right to that rack. Hilltoppers still facing a big deficit. The Patriots putting the exclamation mark on a dominant first half with a buzzer-beating three-pointer from Lundgren. Pequot Lakes rolls over the Hilltoppers, holding them to just 8 second-half points in a 73-28 rout. They advance to take on Staples Motley on Wednesday, March 12th at Romano Gym. And earlier in the day, first-seeded Esko took down the 8th-seeded Pillager Huskies 72-50, and the 5th-seeded Moose Lake Willow River Rebels played the 4th-seeded Pierce Pioneers. The Pioneers besting those Rebels 79-52 to advance to the semifinal round. And in single A, from all the way from the Iron Range, the 3-seeded Mountain Iron Buell Rangers and the 6th-seeded Ely Timberwolves meeting at the Igloo. The last time these two clashed, MIB got the win. Ely looking to turn over a new leaf. Instead, they turn over the ball instead. That's Isaiah Alto finding his way underneath the basket for the quick layup. Timberwolves trailing. Cade Chittum stopped in the paint, but he hits the fadeaway to keep MIB within 8. The Rangers don't like that, so they use their quarterback, McCaden Kleins. He takes it down, gets rid of it, but give me that rock right back. He nails that triple, keeping the Timberwolves in a double-digit hole. Kleins on the move again. He hits TJ Duchamp in the corner, who adds a triple himself. Rangers really showing their range today on the court. Ely trying to keep this game within reach. They were down 18 at the half. MIB too much to handle. They win it 67-37. They move on to the semifinal round as well. First, the reigning state champs over in Class A, the top-seeded Cherry Tigers taking down the 8th-seeded Grizzly from Northwoods 104-40. They're showing why they're the reigning champs. And next, we have the 5th-seeded Cromwell Wright Cardinals against the 4th-seeded Little Fork Big Falls Vikings. The Cardinals getting the upset win, taking them down 90-67. Over in Wisconsin, the Northwestern Tigers are Division III regional champions. They take down Osceola 65-51. They were led by Bowden Teal, who had 26 points, and Camden Kroll, who added 11. Tigers also only had a 1-point lead at halftime. They outscored Osceola to win the game. Northwestern plays next Thursday, March 13th, against Amory. Over at the